Welcome to CSN the Network Podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my amazing co-host, Dree Nazario and Malik Hampton. How are y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here with y'all. Pod, how y'all doing?
Y'all know me, blessed and highly favored, Good day to pod, a great day to be here. All of that. How you feeling, brother?
You know the vibes, as you would say, blessed and highly favored. Definitely doing better now that I'm talking to you two. Glad to have you back this week. As I addressed on the show last week, please don't pause for concern. Dree is a valued asset of her company, and they keep her extremely busy. They got fam traveling all over the place, man. So last week it was just one of those situations, but we back late, man. We talked about this off air. It was definitely a tough weekend of football, depending on how you want to look at it. But we got to address it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stand 10 toes. With that said, let's hop right into it. Drizzy, what you got for us, gang?
Yes, sir. As Kay just stated, week 2 just wrapped up with a variety of good teams losing this week. What are some of your biggest takeaways?
In the NFL, I'm going to let you go ahead, Lee.
Two quick takeaways that I got would probably be that from what I can tell, there's no real dominant team in the NFL. I think it's, really wide open, more wide open than it has been based off of, just the race that we're about to have from teams having injuries, you know what I'm saying, just what teams' records are now. Some teams starting in the whole 0-2. I don't think there's no dominant team. So that'd be one takeaway I have. And then the second takeaway I have, the NFC South, man, it ain't really no pushover. I know a lot of people coming into the league, the league year just was, giving it to the Falcons or, maybe giving the Bucks a chance, but with the Falcons' big win last night, and the Saints and the Bucks being 2-0, we're using that division being like a bottom feeder race, almost, and it just ain't looking like that. The Saints and the Bucks look good. The Falcons found a way to win the game last night. They probably should have lost, so yeah, those would be probably my two takeaways, for sure, 2 weeks in.
Yeah, some of my biggest takeaways, like you just alluded to, there's no clear-cut favorite, right? You could say the Chiefs because they're undefeated, but as you mentioned last week, they have holes on their defense that you see can be exploited. So Ravens are 0-2. Saints looking like legit contenders. I know we'll address that here later on in the show. But, one of the biggest takeaways that I took from Sunday was my Niners losing and the manner in which we lost. As I stated last week, we haven't beaten the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota since 1992. Started off the game slow, but defensively we played trash. I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. We couldn't stop the run, Malik. Fred Warner was playing out of his mind. If he wasn't playing like that, forcing fumbles, getting interceptions, they might have smacked us, like real talk. You understand what I'm saying? We let Justin Jefferson score on a 97-yard touchdown where he split both my safeties, Malik. That can't happen, man. That can't happen when y'all on the goal line, man. You know what I'm saying? On the other end.
He did say he wasn't Garrett Wilson. I just want to throw that out there.
He did say that, and that shows clear truth.
Respect.
Right? So I don't think, I think Kyle, for the first time, I can honestly get on here and say, I feel like he called a horrible game. That I appreciate the aggressiveness going forward on fourth down in the first half, but in the second quarter when we had an opportunity to score down there, we probably should have just took the points. Because right after that, boom, that's when Justin Jefferson scored, right? So the game could have been 10-3 instead of 10-0. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little stuff like that. We only use play action 7% of our plays, Malik. We a very big play action team. Y'all run a similar scheme as us. You understand? That's what we setting it up for. We setting up the play action with the run game. So those are some of my biggest takeaways was just the injuries that we took. We definitely look different without C-Mac, although Jordan Mason still rushed great. He still had a great game running the ball. but it's just we're not as polished as I thought we were coming off the New York game. And to your point, NFC South, yeah, they may not be 4 teams deep, but that's going to be an interesting battle to see who wins that division, man, because Tampa looks good, New Orleans look good. So we're going to see, man. We're going to see. And shout out to Atlanta, too. They won me some money last night, man. That was crazy.
Also in the NFL, we saw that the Carolina Panthers announced that Andy Dalton will start over Bryce Young in week 3. Do we feel like Carolina failed Young?
Absolutely, Malik. Absolutely. My thing is, like, I understand this is a league, Malik. What have you done for me lately? I know you know that just as well as anybody. But my thing is, like, what have y'all done to really set him up for success? There's no continuity with the coach, no continuity with the OC, the quarterback coach. I think the owner is trash. I go on record and say it. This is Kayvon speaking, not Dream Malik. I think the owner is trash of the Carolina Panthers. And I think you pulled the plug entirely too early. Yeah, y'all signed some guards. Yeah, y'all drafted some linemen. Y'all picked up Deontay Johnson via trade. But it's like, what bona fide weapon does he really have to throw to? I like Deontay. And, Adam Thielen went for 1,000 last year, but that's not moving the needle for any defense. They're not putting fear in anybody. So it's like, he doesn't have the line to even have the time to do anything. And I just feel like he didn't really get a good shot. You know what I'm saying? I hate that this has happened to him. Just being completely honest, I'm a little biased to Bryce because that was my favorite quarterback to come through Alabama. So I really wanted to see how he looked in the league. If anybody, I thought he was destined for success in the league. So I just hope this doesn't break his confidence. It is a business. So I understand, he doesn't have the recent success nor the numbers to support my claims of him being done dirty. I do realize that, but I just think in a league where, quarterbacks are being thrown in the fire, you kind of have to give them time to develop. But that's my opinion on the league. What you think, bro?
Yeah, man, of course they failed Bryce Young. I think the biggest thing is, just the turnover that they had front office and staff wise, just year to year. Last year he had, I think down the stretch, I think he had something like 6 touchdowns and like 3 interceptions or something like that, which ain't godly numbers, but we all know what the Panthers looked like last year. But he had some decent games and, was making do with what he had to make do, based off what he had at his disposal, which is Adam Thielen to throw to essentially. And then you come and then you make some additions, however rate those players. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? But you change the staff up. You change the staff up completely. As far as offensively goes, and then you don't play Bryce in the preseason. Besides one drive versus like the Buffalo backups, in the last preseason game, so they wasn't getting no reps in anyway, with this new staff and stuff. So I think, this is a move they should have done last year, bro, or, instead of trying to throw them in the fire and compete, because clearly the owner's trying to compete. He feels some type of way about how CJ Stroud is playing down in Houston, so it seems like he's trying to make moves to really combat that or to match what they doing down there. But you got to do your own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't run your team based off of how another team's running and try to, replicate their model. That's not how the game works. You got to do your own thing, and while it wasn't good last year, like I said, there was some positives to take away as far as just of how he was playing, So if you add a couple things, you know what I'm saying, get some reps in, there's multiple starting QBs that they got reps in this year in the preseason. So I don't know why Bryce Young couldn't, it's just It's just a shit show, man. The Carolina Panthers are just, they're just looking like a badly run organization. It starts at the top with the owner. He has a lot of questionable characteristics. Let's say that.
Throwing drinks on fans.
So just when you got somebody that erratic running the team with that type of mentality, you in for a rough time. It's just sad that you got those people really running franchises and really calling shots, because this is the result right here. I don't think Andy Dalton will be any better. Andy Dalton will probably be able to, get it out a little quicker than Bryce, because we know Bryce is, he processes quick, don't get me wrong, but he's also, trying to make the right play. He's always been that way. And just behind that line, and whatever scheme they got working, that just ain't for him right now. His confidence is shot. Hopefully, he can bounce back whenever he does hit the field. But they gotta do some more, man. They gotta at least shore up the offensive line, change up the scheme, something, to give him a chance. Because I know Bryce Young is good. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him play at multiple levels. And I know a lot of people, will point to like, well, he played at Alabama, so he's around a bunch of talent and stuff like that. Bryce Young, probably of all the recent quarterbacks, besides Milroe, probably, had the least talent to work with as far as, weaponry when it comes to, Alabama receivers and stuff like that. There was multiple times he had to will him the wins, just making plays from the pocket, doing what he had to do. So he's got it in him, but his confidence is clearly shot. And I think it falls right at the feet of the Panthers owner, and trickles on down, however it goes, man. But yeah, they definitely ain't did right by Bryce, man.
We got a couple of hot takes for overreaction Tuesday. It's not Monday, like we usually have it. Do we think the Steelers will win the AFC North? You on
Well,
mute, brother?
yeah.
I think they can. I don't know if they will or not, but I think they can. As long as Bryce, I mean not Bryce, but as long as Justin Fields don't turn the ball over, or become a turnover machine, they're gonna be in every game just because of how they play, the style of which they play and how that defense plays, man. You know what I'm saying? So as long as he don't turn the ball over, I mean, it's gonna be a tough out week in and week out for real, just because the defense plays that well and keeps them in games, and it has been like that for years. So I think they can. Do I think they will? I don't think so. But they got a nice head start on everybody. I'll say that.
That's a fact. Yeah, I wouldn't call that an overreaction because that's definitely a possibility. Like bro said, they started out 2-0. They're the only team in the division with that record. To his point, they got a good head start on everybody. But it's a long season, 17 games. We still got 15 games left of the season, man. That's almost 4 full months. So, well, shoot, because there's a bye week, Malik. So shoot, yeah, we got about 16 weeks left of football if you include the bye. So yeah, we still do got about 4 months left of football, which I love. So yeah, I wouldn't deem that as an overreaction. They definitely have the capabilities to do so. Will they? I know the Ravens, they go I know they super motivated right now starting on two because they definitely sold the other day against the Raiders, but we'll see how the Steelers fare out. Malik, I've been watching them closely too, kind of because what you said, in our pre pregame episode, as we would say, prior to the season beginning, and just their style of play is definitely going to keep them in the game. Man, they do a great job defensively. They're going to run the ball. They're going to try to control that clock. And Justin Fields, man, I like what I'm seeing from him. Man, he made some good throws the other night. So they got a decision to make when Russell is healthy.
Are the New Orleans Saints legitimate contenders in the NFC?
I would say, yeah. Um, you know, for years, they've had a great defense. They've been looking for somebody to fill that void since Drew Brees retired. I'm not saying, Derek Carr is the full answer. Me personally, I like Derek Carr, and I know you do too, Malik, but he gets a bad rep out here in national media for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I know last year he had his struggles, but he's definitely starting out the season hot. He's having a great start to the season, rather, not just a good. And Alvin Kamara been balling. He's returned to form. So, they got some receivers that's not splashy name wise, but are productive. So you group that with Chris Olave, they got a talented roster. So yeah, I do think they can compete in the NFC.
Yeah, I think the Saints are they've had a solid defense for years. I think the key to the Saints has always been what is Derek Carr gonna give them? Uh, I hopped off the Derek Carr bandwagon last year. Um, a lot of the homies could tell you like I've been high on Derek Carr, all the way up until last year. I think he can actually play. I think it's funny how I hop off the bandwagon and he, starts playing good again. But it's all dependent upon Derek Carr. If he plays solid football, just based off of how they play, they actually, try to complement their defense as well. And their defense makes plays too, I think that they're a real formidable opponent, but I think it all just going to come down to what Derek Carr does. If he doesn't turn the ball over, Shaheed. I'm mad I didn't get Shaheed in fantasy. I tried to pick him up. Somebody had a priority order in front of me. I think it was Giss and ended up getting him. So I wasn't able to grab him. But yeah, they got some explosive playmakers for real on the outside, and yeah, I think it's all just dependent upon Derek Carr. Like I said, I hopped off the bandwagon, so I'm a reserve judgment for now. Um, but I do think Derek Carr can play. So if he's bringing his A game, that's going to be a tough out. Same way the Steelers would be a tough out, just because they got a solid defense, man.
We're moving on. Uh will Nick Serini
Sirianni.
Sirianni.
Sirianni, dang, I was close. Will he be on the hot seat if the Eagles don't make a deep playoff run?
He will be, because they said he's already lost the locker room as far as like, players not respecting him totally. There's been reports out there, and there's been reports about him and Jalen Hurts not seeing eye to eye. And we know how that goes. It's easier to get rid of a coach than quarterback you paying $200 million or whatever. So yeah, I think he's 100% on the hot seat. But do I think it's all totally his fault? No. But this ain't a deep dive about the Eagles. I'll just say that yeah, he will be on the hot seat if they don't make a deep playoff run, because they do have one of the top rosters in football. But as well, there are some holes, and he can't play, so take that how you will. But he will definitely be on the hot seat if they don't make a playoff, for sure. He's getting fired, actually, for sure.
Ooh, you think they gonna fire him, bro?
Yeah, they gonna fire him for sure. If they don't make a deep playoff run, they lose first round or something, he's out of there for sure. For sure. It's a culture thing more than a coaching thing, I feel like.
It has to be Malik because he just went to the bowl a couple years ago. So, and they haven't had losing seasons since. I think they have had holes on their defense as well, specifically at the linebacker position, which is kind of the reason, why their defense has been looking at the way it's been this past two seasons, this season included. However, I don't think that's an overreaction either, Malik. I do think he'll be on the hot seat. Fired, that's That's harsh, but I mean, we know the NFL, that's the business. That's how they do you. You know what I'm saying? It's a, what have you done for me lately, league? I don't care if you led me to the bowl, you know what I mean, in your first couple seasons with us and you've had success winning the division, making playoff runs. But yeah, if they get clipped early, like they did last year, man,
Well, I say fired because he was already on the hot seat after how they finished last year. So
yeah.
if they don't, do anything this year, I think the writing's on the wall there.
For
You on
sure.
mute? Oh, okay.
My bad. Um, so with that being said, there's a lot of parity, as Kay like to say, in the league after week 2. Give me your top 5 power rankings in the NFL right now.
Ooh, it's a great question, Rizzy. Okay.
Me, I did have them written down, but I was going back and forth. I'd probably go Chiefs at 1. Um, I'd probably go Chiefs 1, Saints 2, Bills 3, or actually Texans 3, Bills 4, and I went back and forth between the Chargers and the Steelers. These are all 2-0 teams too to start off the season. But I'm gonna take that fifth spot, and I'm gonna go with the Steelers because I trust their defense more, and I trust some of the players they got more. So yeah, I'd go. That's probably how I go. Actually, you
So,
know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna take the Bills out, and I'm gonna put the Buccaneers there. Uh, the Bills will have to prove to me one more year. Yeah, so that'd be my 5 right there. The Chiefs, the Saints, the Texans, the Buccaneers, and the Steelers.
it's a good 5 for the power rankings. Me, this is 1 through 5. Mine is similar, but well, number 1, I got the Chiefs. Number 2, I got the Texans because the weaponry he has. Nico Collins. Hey, I love Stephon, but he looking like a bona fide number 1 receiver. Nico is, Malik. He balling.
Bro, I had a conversation with bro. This is what I be telling you about receivers in the NFL, bro. It's splitting hairs once you start getting to a certain amount of numbers, bro. Because like some of these dudes can really ball. Like I was having a conversation with somebody last year, like at the very beginning of the year, and it was it was the Bryce Young CJ comparison, and I was telling somebody that CJ Stroud had more weapons, what I'm saying, at his disposal than Bryce Young, on top of having like a top 3 left tackle in the game as far as Laramie Tunsil goes. But somebody was playing Nico Collins. They like, man, who we gonna throw to? Like Nico Collins, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, Nico Collins can actually play. Like, if CJ Stroud is who he says he is, you know what I'm saying? You'll see that. And then Nico Collins gonna have that big year last year. And it was actually Rhea I was talking to, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, dang, you was right. Like Nico, nah, I'm like, bro, like some of these dudes is nice, it's just it's situational, bro. For
For
real,
sure.
it's
Yeah.
just situational. Like and say that to say you can continue your power rankings. I want to try and take it over, but I remember us having this conversation, a couple weeks back, and I brought up a name, George Pickens, when we was talking about like top, you know, 12 receivers. You know what I'm saying, top 10, and then when you start splitting hairs, and you looked at me crazy. You know what I'm saying, and not saying George Pickens got godly numbers, but you see what the Steelers are doing, you know what I'm saying? Like you see how Justin Fields is playing, like he's going to Pickens, you know what I'm saying? That's his top guy, and it's a reliable source there, you know what I'm saying? Like just imagine if Pickens got to play with like a Mahomes or something, you know what I'm saying? It's all situational, bro. Like You see Pickens making these plays with these quarterbacks throwing to him. Imagine if he had somebody else throwing it to him, or if imagine he was in a system where he wasn't just completely the number one passing option. You know what I'm saying? And they had to scheme a little bit different, around him. That's kind of what I was getting at when saying some of these dudes is just as talented as the next. You know what I'm saying? It just situation and production, just might look different depending on where you are. My bad about that, bro. I just wanted to say that.
Nah.
Nico Collins is nice, bro. Like Nico Collins is tough.
Yeah, no, that's great insight right there. No, like I was saying, Chiefs #1, Texans #2, Saints 3. Malik, you wilding having 2 NFC South teams in there. I do gotta tell you that now. Daggone. I know they looking like the best division right now, but dang.
They look like the best, bruh. Baker, the #1 fantasy quarterback. For you people that
Insane.
like fantasy, and I got Baker on my bench. And the Saints, they done blew 2 teams out. You know what I'm saying? They look good for real, for real.
Facts, yeah, they smacked the Cowboys.
So I think it's pretty fair to have them both in there. To be honest with you, that's just some of the most impressive that I've seen. Like I'm just going off my eye test for real, for real.
Respect.
I would put both of those in there. That's why I took Buffalo out, because Buffalo 2-0, and I know people love Josh Allen, but the type of ball they playing, like, it's not championship like style football, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They
I
really
do got them at 4 though. That's the wild part.
They kind of trying to not step on their toes, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Miami game is the Miami game. They got their number. You know what I'm saying? But I see what it is. There, it's no explosive plays to be had. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, they're trying to make Josh Allen go methodical. Take the check downs, run. Keep the chains moving, extend drives, time of possession. You know what I'm saying? It all works. But when you're doing it from the viewpoint of like your quarterback being your running threat, you know what I'm saying, or your quarterback being your chain mover, it's recipe for disaster eventually.
Nah, that's a fact. And then at #5, I got the Steelers. So in its entirety, I got the Chiefs, Texans, Saints, Bills, Steelers at 5.
Baker gonna make y'all respect him, bro.
Yeah, he gonna have to keep it up. I'm not
Baker
quite
won a playoff game last year, man.
He did.
I'm shake and bake, bro. I'm back, bro.
He said shake
Fuck
and
with
bake.
bake.
Shake and bake. Give me your CSN player of the week. This is new for me. I don't know if you guys did it last week.
Yeah, we did. We introduced a new segment last week, Drizzy Gang. We're going to keep on introducing new segments. I got something in store for Drizzy in the hoop season for sure. And then Malik about to have a segment, starting next week called the 2-minute warning. Boom. Definitely looking forward to that. However, my CSN player of the week for this particular week, I'm going with the rookie, late, going with Marvin Harrison Jr. Had a great game this past Sunday. I know it was against your boys, but he had 4 catches for 130, 2 tutties. I'm gonna give it to the young bull, man. He balled out, man. That's my CSN player of the week for the NFL.
And what's so funny, bro? I was going to give this to Kyler Murray until I realized that Alvin Kamara. I want to give Kamara the player of the week.
Crazy.
He had 4 touchdowns, 20 carries, 115, 3 touchdowns rushing. Then he had 2 catches, 65 yards and a touchdown. I'm gonna give it to Kamara. I was gonna give it to Kyler though. I was, but I'm gonna give it to Kamara.
Hey, real quick, Drizzy, not to cut you off, of course, before we move on. I did want us to highlight some of the games that we're looking forward to this upcoming week. I feel like we'd be doing our listeners a disservice for week 3, real quick, before we get into our CSN pick 6 segment. It's Rams week for my Niners. It's a bounce back game for us. This is a rivalry. Malik and I, for us to be brothers, we are yin and yang when it comes to our teams. Like, bro got me to be a UNC fan. Shout out, bro. I love bro for life for that. And we both, like the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? After that, we split. He a Florida fan. I'm an Alabama fan. our teams in the NFL are division rivals, so it's always cool when we lock in for the particular week. So that's one of the games I'm looking forward to this upcoming weekend, Malik. That Texans Vikings game, I'm looking forward to seeing that, Malik. That Eagles Saints game, that's going to be a banger considering how the Eagles lost on Monday night. They're going to have to go to New Orleans and earn that, man. I think that's going to be a great game to look forward to. And that's pretty much all I got as far as, games that I'm really looking forward to in the NFL this upcoming week. Of course, I don't want to steal everything. You feel me? But that's what I got as far as big games I'm looking forward to in the NFL. You got any that you kind of, excited
Um,
about or intrigued about?
yeah, the Chiefs Falcons play Sunday night. I think that was one of the games I was looking forward to before the season even started. So I'd be looking forward to that game. The Eagles Saints, of course, like you said, looking forward to that. And the Chargers Steelers 2-0, that might not be the type of football some other people are looking forward to. Definitely two. If you're looking for offense, you know what I'm saying, this probably ain't the game you're going to really want to tune into. But if you're looking for defense, hard-nosed football, I think that's going to be a good game to check into. They're both 2-0. I don't think anybody had either of them 2-0, even though we know that the Steelers can possibly win any game based off their defense. I don't think anybody had them looking, this crisp or not turning the ball over. J.K. Dobbins, leading the league in rushing. I don't think nobody had that on their bingo card either for the Chargers. So, yeah, those would probably be my most forward look to games for sure, man.
With that being said, it's CSN pick 6. K, give me 3. Leak, give me 3. What you got?
Yeah, so real quick, I got the Panthers visiting the Raiders. I'm taking Las Vegas in that -5.5, Malik. I like that for Vegas. Then with the Bills and the Jags, I like Buffalo at -5.5 as well. That's going to be the Monday night game. And then, no disrespect, I love you, boy, but I'm taking my Niners. We play the Rams. They got my Niners at -7.5. I like that. Puka's hurt. Cooper Cup is hurt. Unfortunately, for personal reasons, because I got both of those players in different fantasy leagues. But those are my 3 for my pick 6 segment. Again, I got Niners beating the Rams. I got them at -7.5. Then I got the Panthers visiting the Raiders. Raiders winning. Las Vegas -5.5 in that. And then Monday night, Jaguars visiting the Bills. Buffalo -5.5.
I got the Texans -2.5 versus the Vikings. I like that a lot. I like the Ravens and the Pick'em versus the Cowboys or -1 wherever you see it, whichever book you like. And I like the Lions -3 at the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals jumped up on us, but like I said, we're a decimated team right now. So those would be my 3.
With that being said, we about to jump into college football. Just want to highlight some key matchups that we have this coming week. And if you would give me your predictions. We got number 24 Illinois at number 22 Nebraska.
I'm taking Illinois in the upset. Give me Illinois.
But I'm shocked to hear you say that because they on the road.
Illinois.
Word. Nah, I'm taking Nebraska as they seem to be steamrolling through everybody. This is the first time Nebraska has been 3-0 since 2016. Their defense seems to be holding teams. I won't say they're holding them out from scoring, but they definitely not scoring much against their defense, and I don't think that'll change this upcoming week at home. I think Raiola. Is that how you properly pronounce his name, Malik?
Raiola.
Raiola. Excuse me. The Patrick Mahomes Jr. Because wow, bro.
He cosplaying, ain't he?
Bro, my gosh. But as far as his production on the field, though, he is throwing over 70%, Malik. Got 5 touchdowns with 1 interception. So, I'm thinking Nebraska gonna bring that home.
I'm taking Illinois just because I like Brett Bielema. I like how he coaches football. I like how his football teams play. It's definitely going to be a physical game, but I expect their defense to give Raiola some trouble. Raiola is playing good, but you know, I like to factor in competition and just style of play. That they're playing. They're definitely leaning behind the run game. They're not giving him much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He's making some great throws and reads. But they're not giving that to him all game. I feel like if Illinois can come in there and make him pass, they'll have a chance for sure.
We got number 11 USC at number 18 Michigan.
Woo! I'm taking USC because I don't like Michigan. I don't know what they're doing at quarterback. They're finally about to start Alex Orji. People have been calling for that for 2 weeks. And to be honest with you, all offseason, they kind of teased like Alex Orji was going to be the starter. Then they come out and throw the Warren kid out. He got like 6 picks in a couple weeks. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that it'll be a different type of game. But USC has been they've showed that they got some life of a defense this year. They ain't just getting pushed around, and they can score points. So I'm gonna take USC for sure on the road. But I expect it to be a little bit better game than others expect it to be, just based off of what Michigan can do offensively, and I would hope that be leaning to the run game. You got a quarterback that's like 6'3", 220, 230, and can run, might as well try to lean into that. So we'll see what they come with offensively, scheme wise. But I'm still taking USC. I like what I've seen from USC this year.
Yeah, I feel like Michigan's defense can keep them in the game for a little bit against USC, Malik. I feel like they got exposed a little bit with their QB play against Texas, so they kind of had to make this move, right? But USC, I love the USC, excuse me. I love the weapons they have. We talked about it. One of their receivers, he may have the best hands in the nation. So I'm taking USC in this route, man. New Big Ten showdown. I know it sounds weird saying USC is in the Big Ten, but that's the new reality we're in now. So that's who I got.
We have number 12 Utah at number 14 Oklahoma State.
Hey, yo, Malik, this might be the game of the week right here, man.
No
This
Cam
might
Rising, no.
They said he coming back.
Is he coming back for this game?
Yeah, he supposed to come back. This supposed to be his first game back.
I'm still taking the Pokes, man. Give me Oklahoma State. I'll take the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Yeah, this is
I think they've been overachieved. I think a lot of their spreads have been real light, based off of some of the people they playing. They've been blowing teams out. I like Mike Gundy too, so I'm taking Oklahoma State.
I like him too. I actually sent one of my players in college football to OSU just because I always like their stadium, Malik. I really like their field, and I always like their coach. Funny country boy to me. He rocked the mullets, but he speaks his mind. I just rock with how he is as a person. You know what I'm saying?
No, he cool.
For sure. This is Utah's road debut though in the Big 12. With the return of Cam Rising, I did want to throw that out there. So I'm glad you went first. I was thinking that may change your opinion, but I'm going with OSU as well. I feel like they're battle tested. That game against Arkansas showed that. I think it's arguable. I'm not going to disrespect any other backs in the nation, but I do think they have the best running back in the nation. Going up a great D line, but I give OSU the edge at home. OSU hasn't allowed a sack, so far in the season, and Utah ranks outside of the top 100 an explosive pass defense. So I think, I do think it'll be a good physical game, but I think Utah has shown that's acceptable to the pass game. And I think OSU will be able to move the ball and score. So I'm taking OSU at home as well.
I have number 6 Tennessee at number 15 Oklahoma.
This will be a good game. This will be a very good game.
Game of the week for you?
What'd you say?
Would this be the game of the week for you?
Nah, don't Bama and Georgia play this week?
No, we play on the 28th. We got to bye.
A bye week. Oh, okay. I thought that was week 3. Yeah, this would probably be game of the week for me then, for sure. And I'm gonna take whatchamacallit, man. I'm gonna take I'm going back and forth on this. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna take Tennessee. I'm gonna take Tennessee.
I'm gonna take Tennessee as well, bro. I'm not gonna say they make me nervous, but that offense is so high powered, Malik. They average 64 points a game. And if you look at the defensive totals, what they've allowed teams to score is like 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Gotta look at competition.
I was just about to say, I understand, who they playing. And I do think Oklahoma, Buddy's done a great job building that program defensively. They always been a good program offensively. I do think it'll be a good game, but I just think Tennessee's offense is too high power behind that QB Nico. He been hooping, man. So
yeah, I think they'll do enough to win, but I think it will be a very good close game because Oklahoma ain't an easy place to play either. It's a tough game.
Last but not least, I have number 8 Miami at South Florida.
Miami gonna beat them. South Florida, as far as social media goes, they've been, they fan base been trolling Miami a lot this week. So I'm anxious to see what they look like. But South Florida ain't look too bad versus Bama. Their coach definitely knows what he's doing as far as getting them to compete. Against better competition. And it's been like that for a couple years now. So I expect them to give them a little run for a second, but I expect Miami to pull away and cover eventually, for sure. They just got the better players.
I'm gonna shock some people, Malik. I'm picking South Florida at the crib.
You taking South Florida?
I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all play with South Florida if y'all want to. I peeped how they can run the ball, and I love how the coach that you just, stamped. I love how he designs his route concepts, man. So if Miami not on point defensively, they're gonna get a couple explosive plays, man. I could see it. Like they almost did it against us. So if they could just execute better, I could see them getting some quick points, momentum shift. They at the crib. Who knows what happened? But y'all know I bang with Cam Ward. You know what I'm saying? So he been hooping. He definitely got a good early case for Player of the Year. I'm not gonna put Heisman on him, but definitely got a good early case for ACC Player of the Year. Just got to see how he continues to ball out, man. But I'm taking South Florida to shock the world.
Shoot, Cam Ward can win the Heisman for real. They run it, bro. Miami schedule mad easy, But not yeah, I that's a good pick. I can't wait to see. I hope they knock them off. I don't like Miami.
Oh, that'd be hilarious, Loso. My gosh.
Mm-hmm.
College Player of the Week.
From last week?
Yep.
I don't know. For real, I'd have to go back and look, man.
Look real quick, fam. It's all good. I know with mine, I'm gonna go with Alabama's quarterback. Again, I'm not trying to be biased, but Buddy got 14 touchdowns in 3 games. Once again, he had a 4-touchdown game. He threw for 196 on the road against Wisconsin, which we all know, Malik, is not an easy place to play. I didn't know that they had the record, like the current active record for most winning seasons, but they had 22. They had 22. I wasn't gonna say it was us, Alabama, because I know what happened when Coach Saban came, and he was only there for 17 years, right? So I think it was Wisconsin, us, then I want to say maybe Georgia, maybe. But I'm taking Jalen Milroe, man. Had 3 passing touchdowns, had 75 rushing yards, added another tutty. Added another 2 tutties. So he had a 5 touchdown game total. So I just think Jalen Milroe, that's another person, man, super explosive. If we continue to ball, that's another person that has, early campaign for SEC Player of the Year. Um, so yeah, that's my CSN Player of the Week for the college side.
I would probably go Cam Ward, bro. He threw for 346, 5 TDs.
I say at 5.
Yeah, I'd probably go Cam Ward as my player of the week. But I also wanted to give a shout out to whatchamacallit, Travis Hunter, 13 catches, 100 yards, couple tugs, playing both ways is a great week as well.
And he had an interception.
Yeah, he just continues to amaze. So
He
I just
nah.
those Travis Hunter some love. Not Travis Hunter cold.
He might be the coldest in the nation, Drake.
Yeah, he cold.
He for sure probably the best player in the nation.
Yeah, that's crazy. With that being said, we're gonna move on. Just real quick, want to highlight or touch on the WNBA. They wrap up their regular season this week. Games end on Thursday, with the playoffs starting early next week. I think Sunday is when playoffs start. As of now, the standings are as follows: New York Liberty at number 1, Minnesota Lynx at number 2, Connecticut Sun at number 3, Las Vegas Aces, who are the defending champions for the last 2 years, at number 4, Seattle Storm at number 5, Indiana at number 6, Phoenix at number 7, and then you have Atlanta, Washington, and Chicago all fighting for that last spot. So with that being said, Chicago is eliminated with a loss, and if Washington wins, Atlanta is eliminated with a loss. So Washington is actually sitting at that 8th spot right now. So kind of depending on how this week ends will determine who gets that 8th spot. As far as league awards, it looks like Asia Wilson is going, run off with the MVP of the regular season. Well deserved. She is, at least top 3 in all statistical categories. From rebounds, steals, points. Obviously, she leads the league. All of that good stuff. Caitlin will get the Rookie of the Year. Looks like there's a couple of people in the running for most improved player. I think the favorite is Dejanay Carrington. Defensive player of the year, Natasha. I don't want to say her last name wrong. I think it's Collier, from the Lynx. She been balling too. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the playoffs hold. Indiana been steamrolling. I don't think they'll go far in the playoffs, but they have been steamrolling. They've definitely improved over the second half of the season. So definitely made some adjustments, getting everybody involved in the offense. Uh the Liberty have been the most consistent across they haven't gotten much, airtime as far as people talking about them, but obviously they've lost the least, but have been the most consistent with their star power. Their I think that's a storyline we need to lean into. They probably got a chip on their shoulder just on how they lost the championship last year to the Aces, and have definitely shown that they're the most dominant team in the league right now. So we'll see if they're able to keep it up. But again, it should be exciting time. The top 4, they clinched the home seed for the playoffs. So interesting enough, the Las Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm, they play tonight. So that'll determine that 4th spot. So if the Aces get a win, Obviously, they can't clinch the fourth spot, but if the Storm get a win, they're tied. So I don't know if they're gonna do like a tiebreaker or head to head. See how that falls out. Um, that's really all I got for the WNBA.
Dre, we can't gloss over because it's been some records that have been broken real quick, because Adrian Wilson broke the single season scoring record
Yep, she did that early this week.
as a
Um,
big, y'all, not a guard, as a
yeah.
big. That's
But
major.
I think Diana Taurasi said it the best. She's gotten better like every year. Every year that she's played the game or that we've watched her play, even from college, she's gotten better year over year. And she's pretty unstoppable right now. Scored, over at like 900 points, so she or 1,000 points, right?
Yeah, a
In
thousand for
a
sure.
over 1,000 points, in a WNBA season where they're not playing that many games. They're not playing, 82 games. They playing probably how many games they probably at
Played 38 games.
38 games. Yeah, I was gonna say they had 30 something, right? So that's incredible. A lot of people, when you think in terms of college or even high school, people do that over the course of 4 years, where you play 30 games, in a high school season or even in a college season. If you're going deep into the tournament, you might get, 30, 32 games in. And ain't nobody scoring, there's not a lot of people scoring 1,000 points in 1 year, with that amount of games. So shout out to Asia. Um, Caitlin broke the assist record. Um,
Not just for rookies, too.
yeah,
He broke the
overall
single season assist record for the
assist
W.
record. And then I'll be remiss. I don't think we've mentioned Angel. Angel broke the overall, rebounding record, single season rebounding record, as well. So it's been a key year for again women's sports and the WNBA. I think Asia is she like I said, she's leading, she's top three in all statistical categories. I saw that I think earlier today, which is crazy. Um so yeah, that MVP should be unanimous, but we'll see. If she does win it, she'll be the second person since Cynthia Cooper, or the first person since Cynthia Cooper to win a unanimous MVP award. Yeah, that's all I got, brother.
I want to shout out Rakia Jackson, played for the Sparks. I wasn't familiar with her game. She could play. I like her game a
Yeah,
lot.
she tough. She tough. She played at Tennessee. She tough. That rookie class was tough. Like there's a bunch of rookies that again don't necessarily get the limelight, but they can hoop. They can hoop.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Real quick, I know y'all stated y'all's piece. Y'all have anything y'all want to state, any unreadiness, now would be the perfect time. Nope.
Nope.
Hey, man, I just want to shout out you too. I know I always give you all y'all's flowers, man, but last week was a little unique. Us not having Dre, it definitely felt weird, but I'm glad we all back. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that won't ever happen again. But with that being said, we appreciate all the love, all the support, all the shares, all the likes. Please continue to like, support, share, and subscribe to the content. It's great for our RSS feed. This your boy K. I'm with Leak the God and Drizzy. And we out, man. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Peace.